Another example would be on the eBay side, we put GivingWorks in. And today, I don't know if you notice, whenever you check out on eBay, you have the option to give $1 to breast cancer, right? So, you know, we do hundreds of millions of transactions a year, and just by putting that little one sentence, do you want to donate $1 to breast cancer, it's embedded into our business instead of this sort of separate standalone activity. And that's very consistent with where the sector's going, is my sense, and how we're trying to think about it.
So thinking about also embedding some of the stakeholder feedback that you get, you know, as you mentioned, you have an incredibly active community. I've certainly been on those boards and seen some of the comments. There's a lot of advice that you get. Yes. And a lot of companies here are also going out, and folks in the room who are with NGOs and participating in stakeholder engagements. And one of the challenges is also, how do you take the information that's generated in those types of engagements and bring it back to the business? So how do you look across all of the feedback that you get and see what is really constructive for you to bring into the business, and how do you begin to integrate that information?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, we're I think blessed. I think it starts with our attitude about how we approach it, which is it's a value that we want the feedback, and so you have to not be afraid of what they're saying, and so as we go out and engage with our community, it is authentically we want to hear what they say, and sometimes that's not easy or not fun. I've told the story a few times. I announced some pretty big changes last year, and at one point was at eBay Live. Alan will remember this, and we had eBay Live's this big conference where we had 15,000 eBay sellers come together in a 3 or 4 day education and celebration, and we have breakout meetings, and one of the first breakouts of the conference, a seller threatened one of our employees, and it was on YouTube. So I go on YouTube, and I think, oh great, you know, I look at it, and it's somewhat staged. You could see the seller had intended to put it on YouTube and yelled at our employee and threatened that person. So that was fine. Then I go down and I look, and the next 10 videos under eBay were hate videos about me.
I saw those last night when I was looking for you.
Yeah. And I click in the first one, and it's scenes from Schindler's List. It says how John Donahoe is killing the eBay community. And it's scenes from Schindler's List, and they show the Germans, and that's me, and they show the Jews, and that's the eBay sellers. And it had a lot of views. It had been seen a lot. And so that hurt for about 12 hours. But what I recognize is that people care. They're making their living. They're passionate about eBay and our community and engagement. And so when we go out, we have to accept that there's going to be good, bad, lots of different opinions. So you say, how do you crystallize and synthesize through? We do a few different things. One, we try to get people talking with one another. Because one of the things I've noticed is people that have the strongest opinions are really certain everyone else thinks exactly how they do. And so we get eBay sellers and buyers talking to one another, and they pound the table. We really need to do this. And then another says, I disagree completely. We really need to do that. And our job is actually to be quiet and let that dialogue go back and forth and enable that dialogue. And then often insight comes out of it. And so we do a lot of work teasing the insight that our community generates through their own dialogue with one another. Every product release we make, every change we make, we throw out to the community and get their feedback. And then it's my job as the sort of mayor of this community to say, you know what? There's never going to be unanimous consensus. It's going to be 51-49 in many cases, but what you can count on is authentically we are asking for what you think, and we are listening respectfully. But then we're going to have to make a decision, and based on that dialogue, we'll make that decision and do what we think is in the best interest of the broader community of users. Long-winded answer to a short question, but it's an important part of how we operate and who we are.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the information that you get also sparks some innovation.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, thinking about that, what's next for eBay? You know, what's next in the global marketplace? Where are you innovating? What's of interest in sustainability?
Well, a couple things that I'm pretty excited about. I mentioned mobile devices and how mobile devices are are really transforming, and the iPhone was the early example. This happens to be a BlackBerry. My thumbs aren't coordinated enough for an iPhone, but it's transforming how people shop and pay. So we have an eBay application on the iPhone that will do $500 million of volume this year. And people are, you may bid on a Halloween costume and you're at work or at this conference and you just, you just got outbid and you do another quick bid and you buy it and you pay with PayPal and no one even knows.
Not even my boss.
Not even, Aaron doesn't know that actually, that's why I was trying to distract him during lunch.
Okay.
I knew that you were keep buying on eBay. And so I think mobile devices are going to be an important part. We're also, something I'm really excited about is opening up the PayPal platform. And this is, I'll try to make this in layman's terms versus technology terms. What the iPhone did is the iPhone's a platform. It enabled tens of thousands of applications to be built by third parties, entrepreneurs, creative people to build these crazy applications. And so innovation, Apple is no longer the bottleneck of innovation. They're the enabler of innovation. We're going to open up PayPal's platform. And the same thing's going to happen, where you're going to see thousands of third-party developers build applications on PayPal that will take it into new and interesting different ways. I'll give you two small examples. One, a company called TwitPay. How many people here use Twitter? Okay. I don't. But those you do, tonight, go online and go to TwitPay. And you can register, link your PayPal account to your Twitter ID, put money in it, and then you can tweet money. So you and I have a beer. I can tweet you $5. And if we Twittered, we could do that.
Hold out for that.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a PayPal account. You don't have to. I don't need to know your PayPal ID. I just need to know your Twitter moniker. And so, and PayPal is the only way. It's built on top of PayPal. It's the only way to get money in or get money out. But what it's creating is creating a virtual payment, a virtual currency on Twitter, which we wouldn't have thought of how to do it. And so there's I think hundreds of new applications where you're going to see PayPal being pulled in to create a new and exciting use that we can't imagine. And no longer are we the bottleneck of innovation by what we do. We enable the innovation of the thousands of developers and technologists around the world. So I'm excited about that. November 4th and 5th in San Francisco for those that want to come.
I'm excited. I'll look for that $5.